Hi everyone. Welcome to the 25th recitation of this course. I'm Ashita, and the topic for today is how to read research papers. In this video, we'll go over 4 things: why this recitation is important, where to find papers, how to choose what to read, and then we'll walk through a paper together. So, why is the recitation important? Reading research papers efficiently is a must have skill to stay up to date with cutting edge research, especially if you're aiming to get into ML research or engineering roles. Another reason you should know this is that we will be referencing a lot of papers in our lectures, quizzes, and homeworks. For the students enrolled in the 685 or 785 version of this course, you will need to read multiple research papers to understand the state of the art, select baselines, and to come up with novel ideas for your own project. So, the most common platform to find papers is Google Scholar. This is like a regular Google search, but for research papers instead. You can search by keywords, as I've done here, author, and publication date. It also allows you to see all the papers that cite a specific paper. So, usually, Google Scholar links to an archive page. This is a platform hosted by Cornell University, and most published research can be found here. You can find unpublished articles here as well, so please be careful to check credibility before trusting a source. Nowadays, there are several AI-powered tools that can assist you in searching for research papers as well as efficiently extracting information from them. The first one is AI to Paper Finder by Allen AI. This is an LLM-powered literature search platform. You can prompt it to search for papers on a topic and iterate on the prompt to find the papers that are pertinent to your topic. For example, here I have searched for long-term memory in LLM agents, and it gives me a list of 75 relevant papers. The second one is AlphaKaiv. You can just chat with it, ask it to find papers, or explain concepts in plain English. It's super helpful if you're reading a paper and don't understand a part. For example, you can just paste a paragraph from the paper here and ask it to rephrase or explain. That said, I would not recommend starting with these tools right away. They're great when you're stuck, but otherwise, I'd really encourage you to come talk to us during office hours or after lectures. Discussions usually help a lot more, and the tools are just to support the understanding process. Utilize your study groups, TA mentors, and project groups for discussing the research papers that you read. Now let's move on to how to decide which papers to read. So now you have a list of 6 to 10 papers on the topic of your interest. We start by skimming through each one of them. What do I mean by skimming is reading sections like abstract, introduction, conclusion, and maybe glancing some figures. We try to ask ourselves questions like, what is the purpose of this paper? What problem are they trying to solve? And are there any key contributions that stand out to us? So use AI tools here if needed to get like the key contributions or summaries of the paper. Eliminate the ones that feel too redundant, outdated, or less relevant to you, and narrow it down to 2 to 3 papers, and from there you can start with one. Let's look at this paper pixel net, the order in which I like to take my first look. You can find the link to this paper in the description of this video. So we'll go through the title, authors, organizations. Try to find if they have mentioned a website in the paper. Look at maybe some key results that are highlighted on the first page of this paper and the abstract. So sometimes it can be beneficial to note the authors and organizations involved in the study. You might come across a lot of papers from known organizations like Google DeepMind, NVIDIA, Meta, Adobe Research here, for example. These are well established labs and groups in the industry, and they typically have well documented results and open source code bases. They also have the resources to develop frontier research, which makes it more likely that the tech coming out of these labs is both cutting edge and reliable. So, this is the first figure in the paper, which makes it clear what the main contributions of the paper are. It highlights the paper's core idea that how a single framework can handle three pixel prediction tasks through visual results. The abstract is usually the most information dense section of the paper. Here you can find the problem statement that the paper tackles and the method overview and the key results. So, this concludes the stage one of reading the paper, where we went through the title, authors, the key contributions, and the abstract. Moving on, we will go through the introduction, that is right next, right after the abstract, and the conclusion or discussion section, which is usually the last section of the paper. So, the introduction sets the stage by outlining the central motivation of the paper, such as why is the problem hard? And providing enough background for readers to understand the reasoning or insights behind the proposed approach. The discussion and conclusion section then places the results in a broader context, highlighting the limitations and potential directions for future work. Together, both introduction and conclusion sections allow readers to connect the paper's technical details with its overall impact on the field. So, by now, we have enough context to dig deeper into the paper. This involves thoroughly understanding the author's reasoning for choices of model architecture and experiments. Now we go through the rest of the paper, that is, the figures, methodology, and experiments. But we skip the math equations. Depending on your intended goal of the literature review, ask yourself the following questions. Do the diagrams make sense? And does the experiment setup look reproducible? There are several important figures in a paper to keep an eye out for. An example of such a figure is the model architecture that the authors propose, which is figure 2 in our selected paper. Secondly, keep an eye out for figures that depict the results of the paper, like the two figures here. These are also important to gauge the qualitative performance of the proposed method. Here is a section from the paper that clearly explains how the authors performed the training, details about the dataset, evaluation, and the final results. They also mention more analysis in the appendix, as many conferences have a page limit on the main paper. Now, you have deepened your understanding of the paper, and you can read the paper again, paying attention to sections relevant for your purpose. For example, if you want to re-implement the paper, now is when you have enough context to revisit the math equations that we previously skipped, or to go to that appendix section and look at some detailed analysis. Let's do a quick recap of this recitation. Use Google Scholar to find papers. Skimming papers would include going through the abstract, introduction, looking at the figures, and reading the conclusion and discussion of the paper. AI tools are helpful, but we encourage discussions. Skip the math equations or most technical details when reading the paper for the first time. You can always come back to it later. Figures are your best friend. Don't forget to look for the project page or the website link on the first page of the paper. Always keep in mind your purpose for reading and understanding the paper. That brings us to the end of this recitation. Please reach out to me if you have any doubts on this recitation or in deep learning in general. I look forward to seeing you all on campus.